Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Always remember, in every pocket of area there's always vermin mingling together, concocting some sinister plot. And this was the case of 4 men that was jailed for brutal and damn right heinous rape of a woman they took advantage of at a nightclub in Ealing. 31-year-old Octavian Lupu, 25-year-old Andre Ratoru, 40-year-old Alexandru Simba and 28-year-old Dimitri Siban were so hungry and depraved of women that they decided it was okay to plaster an unsuspecting victim with drinks almost until the point of oblivion and then take advantage of her against her lack of judgment. Now the main culprit, Octavian Lupu, was caught on CCTV mingling with countless women that day in the Ealing nightclub before spotting his victim. He decided he could win her over by getting her drunk, and that's exactly what he did. Now, to make it clear, the woman is a victim. It's as clear as black and white, or day and night. But she was very naive to trust someone she had never met before. Now, because Octavian Lupu brought the woman drinks and danced with her, she showed a lack of awareness. I say that because at the end of the night, when she tried to call a taxi to take her home, the woman's phone had died. And instead, her so-called knight in shining armour decided to organise a taxi to take her home on her behalf. This was a colossal mistake. Instead of getting a taxi to take her home, 31-year-old Octavian Lupu rallied his 3 mates and piled everyone into the car, including the woman, and they drove to an address in Northolt, where she was brutally raped by each individual. All 4 men repeatedly raped her. The attack lasted an agonising 90 minutes. And this is how brazen the band of rapists were. After they exhausted themselves, they gave the woman back her clothes and sent her home in a taxi, as if it was consensual intercourse. Instead, the woman went to the hospital and contacted the police to inform them of the trauma she had just went through. So police conducted an investigation and trawled through countless hours of CCTV to locate a facial impression of the rapists. Along with the ID system and the CCTV footage the club had provided the police interviewed the alleged rapist, in which they all refuted the serious allegations. When the gang finally spoke, they all gave different versions of events in order to limit the damage. What was evident, though, was that each individual took part in the rape refused to show any remorse for their sick actions. Remember, we live in a current period where women's protection is of the utmost importance. Society has showed some men frown upon women and treat them of less or subpar for how they dress or how they behave, or just because some men are misogynists. At the least, the woman was brave enough to take action. Her only crime was being too trusting and naive to not perceive the potential damage that loomed that night. For the crime of rape, the 4 men have been jailed for more than 71 years after being found guilty of raping the woman in Ealing. All I can say is serves their rights. Safe.